Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the live stream. It's Monday. I don't have any music for you, I'm afraid. But I'm here, so that should be enough for you. How's it going? Welcome. Laying a floor and listening tonight. Nice. We're going to be talking to my brother Zach tonight. He's just started his own waste management business. So, all three siblings now are self employed. It's insane. What a track record. We're going to be talking about strategies, marketing strategies. We're going to be talking about quirks of starting a new business for the first time, going self-employed, all that sort of stuff. We're going to be talking figures, costs. We're going to go in deep, and we'll see how Zach's getting on. Happy New Year, everyone. Bloody welcome. Nick, welcome. Tracy, how's it going? Finch, you right, mate? Nick, 2 minutes late as always. That's the intro, mate. It's the intro. Evening, Chris. Anthony, welcome. Where are you? Me? What do you mean? I'm where I always am. I'm in my little boy's bedroom. Hopefully, in the new year, we are going to be doing. We're going to be getting a unit. It's the unit. It's the new year now. Everything's a bit all over the place at the minute. I'm getting married on Thursday, and so stuff's all a little bit up in the air with work. But the stuff booked in, and we've had to move a lot around because of weather. How many of you have had to cancel jobs because of the weather this week? Let me do a poll. I'm guessing it's probably a few of you. I couldn't even scrape the ice off my van this morning. It was so thick. It was so like frozen on. Happy New Year. It is gonna be a big one. I think this year we're gonna be breaking some records. There's gonna be have you. It's not a Q&A. It's not a Q&A. It's a poll. Have you had to cancel work this? I've just put a poll in the chat. Yeah, it's gonna be a big year. We're gonna be making lots of changes to the business. We're not gonna be expanding necessarily. I've just employed someone. Well, not technically. I haven't employed him yet. He's just handed his notice into work today. So, big plans. I think we're going to get a new unit. Probably going to get a second van, but it's not going to be for pressure washing. I think we're going to have an exclusive gutter cleaning van. Some of you guys might have seen that I've had, I've sort of launched a second branch of the business. It's only like a rebrand for the gutter cleaning side, just so that I can get separate inquiries and I can advertise that separately and treat it as its own thing, rather than people coming to the website and thinking, oh yeah, I want some pressure washing done. Oh, he does gutters as well. I want it to be more like the people searching for me are like, oh, he does gutters. You know what I mean? Got recommended to come to this live by a lady called Tracy. Nice. Bright Thompson, welcome. If you're here for the first time, what do you do? I'm curious to know, like, why people come here. Are you like, do you do exterior cleaning? Do you do pressure washing? Are you looking to? Is my mic a little bit low? Shall I turn it up a little bit? Yeah, I'm curious to why. I am actually curious as to why people come here every Monday night. It's a bit of a weird thing to do, isn't it? Sound volume mixer. Hey.
Sorry to bother you.
It's okay.
We're just doing the pre-order for breakfast on the. What did you want?
I'll have the normal breakfast, please.
The small works. Or
the small one.
Yeah.
But with.
Same as that. With
Yeah.
extra sausage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Extra sausage, please. Yeah. Works
Well,
out cheaper.
Yeah, £1 cheaper, and you pay £2 for a sausage.
But I don't want extra tomatoes and extra mushrooms and stuff.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely.
Better for tax too. We're not necessarily splitting the business. We could. It could be a separate income stream. Apparently, staying the call. My accountant dropped me a message the other day, and he said like HMRC have recategorized like YouTube commissions and stuff. So I may have to go VAT registered sooner than we thought. You've pushed the jobs back as well. Yeah, we were supposed to be repointed today, and obviously we can't repoint. Like it was -4 this morning, and I think it got up to like 0 today. So lost work today. The water tank was frozen. You've got a heater in the van. Yeah, I should definitely be putting my heater in the van as well, or at least removing the triggers from my pressure washer so that it can breathe. I'll be starting daily vlogging this year. This industry, people keep telling me to video more. Yeah, 100%. Like videoing and taking photos and stuff, 100% you should be doing. I reckon it's good to get into the practice and the good habit of at least taking before and after pictures of every single job you do. I don't think there's any reason not to be honest. Did you like my wheelie bin cleaning setup the other week? I did. It looks expensive, to be honest. Wheelie bin cleaning sounds simple, but it's also like when you get into the thick of it, there's lots of like laws around it, and the rig that you need to do it efficiently looks expensive. Are you in the process of starting? Bright Thompson. Awesome. Well, welcome. If you've got any questions about stuff, this Monday night, 7:30, we do these live streams every single week. And this is my opportunity to sort of try and give back and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I get DMs and stuff on Instagram and Facebook throughout the week, TikTok and all that, and I just don't have time to answer them. So this is my opportunity I sort of send people in this direction, and we do our best to answer the questions. And if I can't answer them, normally there's someone in chat that can. I'm here to call you Jack. Reroll, leave. Okay, nice. Thanks, Mills. Cancelled a roof scrape today. I'm not surprised. Having a hot box is worth it for the icy conditions. Yes, true. How do I join the Discord? Thank you for asking. Good question. You can go onto my YouTube channel. Don't mind all this. My son uses my my channel to watch all his scary Roblox stuff. If you go here in the description or under any of my videos, basically, and then click the join button, or click this link here, you can become a circle member or above. So the support member doesn't give you access to the Discord. That is literally just to support me, a couple of quid a month. Circle member and above gets you access to the Discord. It will be in your YouTube perks section. You might also get an email with a link inviting you to the Discord, and this is where you can get all your information, daily help and advice from me and other professionals. Russell has been incredible this last week or two. He's been helping everyone out with their websites in the Discord, logos, marketing, all that sort of stuff. He's been absolutely brilliant. So let's should we see if we can pull Zach in? Where is he? Where is he? So my brother just started his new business. He's never been self-employed before. This is all new, and he's been doing it just like probably just over a couple of weeks now. But yeah, things are going good at the minute. Watch Ben King live on TikTok, was really good. Ben King, I don't know who that is. I'm already one of your paid subscribers. Oh, okay, sorry. If you're already if you're a support member, you won't get access. But if you're a circle member or a boosted member, you should have an email from YouTube, or you can go into your YouTube perks or membership section, and there'll be a link to join the Discord. So that's how you do that. So 59% of people have had to cancel work this week out of 17 people. Yeah, we were going to do a repointing job. I've managed to get a few gutter inspections in, because we're doing those free gutter inspections, and I've managed to get a couple of people in just doing that, although there was a bit of snow in the gutters and stuff, so it's been a little bit hit and miss with the footage. I can probably show you some of the footage actually. How do I do that without revealing people's details? Let me see if I can show you. Let me see. And we're landing work. We're landing jobs. This one wasn't very easy because it was like over a flat roof and it was quite difficult to do. The front one was the worst. I tried to make sure she could see the neighbours' gutters there as well, because the neighbours were absolutely rammed. And I've said to her, like, I can give you a cheaper price if we book your neighbour in at the same time, because your neighbours need doing as well. So there's definitely like snow in there, but you can see that they need clearing. And she wanted like a small leak fixed. So. But I basically send these people a bunch of videos, and I'm not asking for anything. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not asking for them to book in. I'm literally just sending them the videos and saying, there you go. And a lot of the time, they're responding to me and saying, can you give me a price, please? And it's at that point that I send them a quote. But today I did 4 inspections. One of them didn't need doing. So one of the gutters were clear, and she still tried to give me money for like coming out and doing it. But I said, like, I don't want money, but if you could leave me a nice review on my new Facebook page, because I haven't got any reviews on my new Facebook account yet, I'd really appreciate that. And she has. She's left me a cracking review. I don't know if you can see that, but left me a lovely review. And it's just like, I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I think I'm going to start, if they don't need doing, can you please leave me a review? And if they do need doing, then I'll send you a price. I think that'll be, I think that's a good way to try and do it. Hello, brother.
Hello there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Where are you? You look like you're in Sweden.
Yeah, it's snowing out the back.
You okay?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, I can see the chat.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me send you a link.
I've got it.
You got it?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Bear with. I'd ask you what you've been up to today, but I already know. Do you want to talk about your little your project that you've got for you're a rare asset now, and people are like headhunting you.
A rare breed?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, basically today, I've purposely not booked any work in because doing a little bit of consultancy work for what I used to do, the industry I used to be in, which was heavy haulage and heavy lift. So I've just there's a project going on up in Inverness, so I'm flying up there next week for a couple of days just to do some feasibility work. It'll probably be bloody cold up there. Yeah, just go and measure some bridges, look at the roads, go and have a meeting with the port and speak to the harbour master, and just bits and bobs like that, really.
And so this Swedish company of like, they knew you used to do that job for a different company, and now you're sort of on your own. They still want you to do it because you're good at it, which is cool. That must be a good feeling.
Yeah, it does feel good. So I met with them up in Manchester just before Christmas, and there I spoke to the CEO. He was a really nice chap. And then we, just kind of he told me a bit about the scope of the project and what their expectations were and things like that. And it ended with them asking me to do some freelance type work for them on an ad hoc basis. So put all the pricing together, submitted the pricing, and yeah, they've gone for it. So
you used to do this for the company that you used to work for, but you've since left them.
yeah,
That was full-time employment, and now you've decided to go self-employed, doing your own thing, which is
that's
sick.
it. Yeah. So I've started Smelt Waste Management. I just started that. I think it was the 28th of November. So only been going 3 or 4 weeks. Obviously, I've had the Christmas period over that as well. In fairness, it's absolutely boomed straight away. I've been pretty flat out. I've pretty much worked every day over the holidays, apart from Christmas. Just doing odds and sods, really. I've been doing lots of content, or trying to do lots of content up to Jake's standards, which I think it's working though.
I can't believe you've got 1.6 thousand followers on Facebook already. That's insane for like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, so let's have a quick look at the numbers. So it was Instagram that shocked me, to be fair. I've got 1,300 on Instagram, 1.6K on Facebook, and then TikTok I'm on just under 3,000. So
It's absolutely sick.
yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really a social media or content kind of guy, to be fair, but I feel like what I would say, especially to your Discord crew, is if you just watch some of Jake's videos and just follow the kind of the structure, and there's a bit of a formula to it, to be honest. If you can, hit them with a strong hook and get good quality content and things that are going to keep people watching, make it engaging. I think the reason why some of my content's been doing okay is because I don't think there's really anybody videoing waste.
It's a bit niche, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought waste was very mysterious. It was all
I think it's quite taboo, isn't it?
I never know. You never see content about people collecting waste. Like it's always, I don't even know where it goes. Like until I did that a couple of days with you, I didn't even know where it went. I thought it didn't go to the tip because that's like residential stuff, surely.
But even like just going to the scrapyard to weigh in some scrap, I've only done it 3 or 4 times now, and I never used to know what happened before. Yeah. But it's quite fun. You just go up there, rip everything out your van. You go on the weighbridge, rip everything out your van. They weigh you before and after, and then you get paid.
Finch says, "Have you bought a tipper yet, Zach?"
No, that's on the list for this year. I'm looking for some rapid growth, unrealistic expectations.
Dusty says, $1 million question, Zach, is the mower running?
The mower, I tell you what, actually, you know what? I'm not going to give it away. What I'm going to say is part 3 of the video is going to be out tonight.
Is it?
But I'll give you a clue. Like, it does donuts, so take of that what you will.
Oh, it's so funny. What made you choose waste? Because we were going through... We had a bunch of ideas, and we sat down in the pub the one day, and we were just sort of brainstorming ideas. And at first, it was going to be like a management company,
almost like a property management, wasn't it?
Property management, where you would be this sort of head of property management, and then you would generate work, leads, and inquiries in the local area, and then you would hire subcontractors to go and fulfill the work. So you're almost like a middleman.
Yeah.
But then we realized that all the sort of property management work was on the exterior. I was already sort of offering all of that, and so it would have got...
We were overlapping services, weren't we?
Overlapping services, and my sister does interior cleaning and stuff, so
but the original idea came from was that my specific skill set is project management. It's what I'm good at. It's what my career's in. And I thought, how can I utilize my current skill set to make it work for me? And my first thought was, I can offer pretty much any service. Obviously, start small and just put a percentage on top, almost like a facilities management company. So I thought I could offer all of Jake's services, win the work, and then just charge a 5%, 10% markup. Same with my sister's deep cleans, whatever. But then I realised that if I'm advertising those services, I could potentially have someone that would normally go to Jake come to me, and then I'm effectively selling the work to him. So
we're sort of competing with each other.
Yeah,
at that point.
it didn't really sit right, to be honest. From both of our perspectives.
What made you choose waste?
To be honest, we spoke about it probably a year or so ago. I always thought that Jake should offer waste and clearances, and I mean, it's not the sexiest job at all, but the one thing that the one thing that's great about exterior cleaning is it really lends itself to the content. So Jake and all you guys, you can go out and work, you can do your gutter clears, you can do your pressure washing, and you've got that stuff to video every day. And I needed something that I'm going to be doing every day, and I can film it, and it lends itself to the content. Which at first I didn't really think waste management did, but once you get into the intricacies of it, and like even the before and afters and the video of what you're doing, a lot of people don't actually know what goes on. Yeah, as you said, with the waste stations. And I don't really think, not to be rude, but I don't really think there's people out there doing it to a quality standard. And don't get me wrong, there might be a few creators doing it, but
like, it's not necessarily a quality standard. I'd push back a little bit on that. It's more,
I mean, the content. Sorry,
the
content at a quality standard. Yeah, I don't mean the actual work.
Yeah,
I mean the content. It's like, so it felt like a bit of a gap.
Those two lads from Bromsgrove seem to be doing good.
They do. They seem to be doing really well. As I said, their content's really good. I think they're on BBC. Shout out to CNC Waste Management. I've not actually spoke to them at all or anything, but they seem to be doing really well. As I said, their content's great. They've been on TV. I think they've had a documentary, and they look like they've really grown. And I think it's 5 years they've been going. But
I saw that scrap metal place in Worcester reached out and said you should pop in for a coffee.
Yeah, and I will.
This is the thing with content. You get opportunities that you just wouldn't otherwise get.
Yeah, it's just random as well. It's Worcester Metals. The chap reached out to me, said pop in for a coffee, and I'm like, yeah, I will, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, because I am a newbie. Like I don't know if anybody follows me, but I put out a bit of a video the other day, and it wasn't even a video to it weren't a video that was meant to be gripping and engaging. I was genuinely asking people on TikTok for advice because I didn't know. Yeah, about the copper, and I think it did 3K, which is okay on TikTok. I think it did 10K on Facebook, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting a few people just to comment on it with a little bit of help, and it really worked in my favour because, as I say, I don't pretend to know it all. I'm an absolute newbie. But it was really helpful, and quite a few people reached out and gave me some advice and said what they do or what works for them. And that's the great thing, is it does put you in front of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can sort of build relationships that you would never have otherwise been able to. People you wouldn't never have got involved with if they hadn't seen your video.
Yeah, exactly. And as I say, I've been very busy. Very busy since I started, and I'm very grateful for everyone that's kind of, some of it's friends, some of it's families, but I've had quite a few leads through the website and through just organic leads through Facebook, and lots of people tag in, and it just shows that it does work.
Yeah, so I'd always recommend to everyone starting their business is start with friends and family and see if you can do any odd jobs. And not even necessarily to generate money, it's to generate content, to get before and after pictures and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wasn't surprised with you because you're quite a popular guy. You've got a lot of friends like local to Redditch and stuff, and so I knew that people were going to be sharing your content. I knew everyone was going to get behind you and stuff, but I did not expect you to be so busy within the first couple of weeks. You're doing jobs almost every day, and they're like well-paid jobs. They're proper
Yeah,
jobs.
they are
It's
proper jobs.
crazy.
I know it is. It's absolutely crazy, and it's coming in. And I was actually a little bit overwhelmed, to be fair, because I thought it'd be a nice steady start, and like I've been putting a lot of hours into the website and stuff, trying to kind of perfect that because put quite a lot of effort into that, and I've even
Your
started
website
having
now.
organic leads through the website, which is bonkers.
So the whole idea with the website and with the uniform and all that sort of stuff was, I think there's a little bit of a gap, or there is, in my opinion anyway, from what I've experienced in waste collection, because I have had a few run-ins with waste businesses and stuff, and they've never been particularly professional. It's never really been the type of industry where you expect someone professional to turn up. It always seems like a sort of like a man in the van in sort of industry, or like a jack of all trades. Like he does waste collection on the side, but he does a bit of building, he does a bit of gardening, like. And so I think the focus from day one was to separate yourself from that whole group of people, and to
Yeah,
bring a little
not
bit
not
of.
separate myself, but just kind of just. I knew there was opportunities there where I could set myself apart, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what I would say is, even back when you started, or when I wasn't in Australia or before that, I was always on at you about your branding, about your workwear and all that stuff. And a lot of people, when they first start up, they wouldn't put money into uniform, or they wouldn't put money into getting your van sign written, or because you're right. What's up? Yeah, they wouldn't put money into their workwear, or they wouldn't put money into their branding and again their website. And in some respects, I agree with that, because I think at the start you need to keep your expenses low, keep your costs down. But the thing for me is that was my pivot. Like that was how I was gonna like standardize the business, was clean branding, formal workwear, a nice service, not just like turning up like looking like a scruff, you know. So I wanted to set that standard from the start, really. And I'm saving up now to get my van sign written. I've got all the workwear in and stuff. And yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm really pleased with it. Really pleased with the logo. I'm trying to pull up YouTube so I can see what you're sharing.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I have gone quiet. My microphone's quiet for some reason, so I'm just going to try.
Sounds all right.
It's fine for you, but for everyone else, it's gone quiet. Let's have a look. How's that? Is that any test? Test. Right, that should be better. So what was your first move? That might be a little bit too loud. Sorry, everyone. What was your first move when you decided, right, I'm going to start my own business? Like, where do you even start? Did you start with registering it? Did you start with getting a vehicle? Did you start with the branding, the logo? Like, what was the first step?
So for me, again, you can earn £1,000 before you register your business, but I'd just like to get the administration done, to be honest. But so the order, really, I mean, I was looking for a van and I was struggling to find one, to be honest. It took me a week or two to find a van. It was extremely difficult buying a van, to be honest.
I hate it. I hate looking at vehicles.
It's so stressful. Everyone's trying to rip you off, and they're trying to rip you off. And I met a guy in Tamworth who was brilliant, and I'd highly recommend him. But anyway, yeah, so whilst I was looking for a van, the first thing I did in my fashion was the website. I just smashed out, got the logo done, smashed out the website.
Was that GoDaddy?
Yeah, on GoDaddy, yeah. Just so I could have a bit of a presence, make all a lot of this I did in conjunction with each other, but made all the socials, got everything kind of so I was visible in the public eye. I think I registered at the same time. I did my DBS check again, just to try and set myself apart, because it's just, I think it's 20, 30 quid, and it's,
It's easy.
It's easy. It's a quick, easy win. You can put the DBS logo on your website then.
Yeah, you mentioned this to me quite early on about putting your sort of accreditations on the website, which seems so obvious, but I hadn't thought of it before. And Russell mentioned it to me the other day. He was like, "You've got your IPAF license, you've got your chemical training. Why haven't you got the badges on your website? Like, that's crazy." I was like, "Oh yeah, fair enough."
It's just, and again, because I'm really going to try in the new year to pivot into confidential waste. That's a big focus of mine, probably in the first half of the year. So I got registered with the ICO and just things like that, just to I'm not a man in a van, although I currently am. We're ICO registered. We're following all the rules for data protection and following all the right rules to getting rid of the waste. And it's just kind of creating a brand and putting your name to it. And
I think it shows that you're invested as well. Like you've not just bought a van and made a Facebook page. You're actually invested in the business and making it correct.
Yeah, and but pretty much as soon as I got the van, that's when I was like, right, let's go. It's go time. Like, launch, start advertising. I think I ran a couple of ads in the start, ran a couple of Facebook ads. I was posting on all groups. I did a Christmas tree collection.
When you say ran a couple of ads, do you mean paid ads?
Yeah, just like 10 quid a day for 3 days, or just bits and bobs like that, just to see what kind of return you get. Or
did that do anything?
No, not particularly. A little bit. I think I got 1 or 2 inquiries from it. In fairness, I think one of them was like 75 quid, so it did pay for itself.
Yeah,
but it's not like you run an ad and then you get inundated with requests. It's. But again, it wasn't like a structured ad. I chucked up a post with a few images and just sent it out there just to see what happened.
Yeah, I firmly believe with like Facebook ads and Google and stuff, you need a solid foundation first. I think you need good reviews, plenty of content on your pages, plenty of content on your website. You need like proper landing pages and stuff to point the ad to. You need like a proper funnel for like customer flow.
Yeah.
And
you
I
need
think
proper structure.
That it's so easy to throw money at Facebook and Google ads and just watch it just disappear in front of you.
Yeah,
I think you.
That
I was just about to say,
I trialed that with my partner has a dog walking business, and we trialed that. I think I was like, right, let's do 200 quid. Let's bang it on YouTube on Google ads, and it just got rinsed in like 2 or 3 days, and we got absolutely nothing from it. And it was just like, what's just happened?
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
It was just kind of shot in the dark type thing. So, yeah, I can see the screen now.
Can you see the chat?
You
should be able to pull up the live chat.
Yeah, 2 secs. Can you excuse me for like a minute and a half?
Yeah, go for it.
2 secs.
So if anyone wants to just have a quick look on Zach's Facebook page at all, it's Smells Waste Management. He's been doing really well on TikTok as well. And like I said, for such a new accounts, new videos and stuff, his videos are absolutely, like his first video is 118,000 views. His first one. I think he's killing it. AI? What do you mean AI? Zach can't pee as quickly as Jake. Yeah, I'm rapid when I go to the toilet, just in and out. Clive, how are you getting on with your website? Have you been in touch with Russell yet? I'm curious to know if you've I saw the he made like an example post, didn't he, where this is like sort of how it could look if you matched the brand into the logo and all that sort of stuff. But I can't remember where he posted it. It was a while back, wasn't it? So I don't know if I'm going to find it. No, it was a while back. I don't think I'm going to see it, but yeah, it's been very eye-opening chatting to Russell. 100%. He forgot to. Oh, damn it! I'm looking for a way where we can like prompt everyone that I've gone live on YouTube automatically every week, but I don't want to like pay for an extension because I'm tight. You guys know me. Oh, you've been in chats with him already. Nice. We're gonna meet with him. Mrs. was gutted, but glad someone said it. When you getting a stand at the cleaning expo? Why do I need a stand at the cleaning expo? I want to be looking around and filming stuff and looking at all the new innovations and meeting people and saying hello. I think if I'm sat in one spot, what would I do? Like this, like sort of podcasty stuff, interviewing people. Don't know. I don't think there's any point in me doing that. I think the Uncleanables have got that covered. This is the cable stripping video.
Saying that I should say.
Sorry, I've just been watching your video.
I know it's okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
So did you figure out?
Quickly as Jake.
You are.
Zach can't pee as quickly as Jake.
Did you find out about the copper and all the wire? Like what's best to keep and stuff? I know you took that bin off me today. Was that for all the cable?
Yeah, so I'm going to start separating the motors from. The thing is, the scrap side of things isn't really my major interest. It's what I want to do in the meantime, just to get going. But I really want the confidential side, waste side of things to try and pop off along with the normal clearances.
So
the scrap
at the minute
good on the side.
Yeah. At the minute, there's like two branches of the business. The first one is when people get in touch because they've got a load of stuff around the side of the house and they're doing a big clear out and they're going to pay you 150, 200, 250 quid to come and get rid of the lot. And it could be mixed waste. Yeah. It could be fence panels, could be all sorts. And then the other side of it is you're sort of holding on to any of the scrap metal and you'll go and pick up like tumble dryers or dishwashers or washing machines from the side of the road. And weigh them in. We were thinking at the beginning, what were you saying? Like, if I can get like 10, 15 quid for like a washing machine.
That's what I mean. So I'll do them as and when. I won't make them a priority. Like, if someone messaged me, like, can you come and pick this up? I'll definitely do it because I'll ask them for a review. And at the minute, like, I think I've got 23 reviews on Facebook in like a couple of weeks. And I've got
That's mad.
10 on Google in a couple of weeks.
23 reviews is
that's
insane.
What I mean. I'm just that's why I'm doing the scrap at the minute, because a lot of people want stuff collecting, and then they might have an extra bin bag there or something. I'll be like, look, if you leave me a review, I'll take the bin bag as well.
Yeah.
It's not costing me anything,
and
it just kind of guarantees that review then instead of just hoping. But yeah, so what I'm going to start doing is advised by people on TikTok and Facebook and stuff is if I start cutting the copper cables off everything, I've got a storage unit. I'm going to put a copper bin in there and a motor bin. And if I've got the time, I'll start smashing the motors out of stuff and just collecting them. And all that will be is I'll save that up probably for 6 months and then I'll go and weigh it all in because copper prices are really good. And 6 months worth, you could potentially be a deposit for a van, another van, or something, some more workwear, or, I think I had a small load today and I got 60 quid. So, a couple of them saved up, probably the sign writing's, 500 quid probably. So And that's all I'll use it for. I'll use it for like Christmas cash, holiday
Smelty's
cash,
Christmas cash.
yeah, investment cash. But so the way I'm thinking is the removals and the clearances and stuff will be like your repeat business, your bread and butter. Your scrap is kind of like you're on the side of the nice to have if you get it.
Mhm.
But I realise that cash flow is going to be really important, and that's where the confidential waste comes in. Like, there's not really many local businesses doing confidential waste. There's these big organisations that serve like the whole of the UK, and I'm in the beautiful position where it's just me, and I've not got many expenses, so I can undercut the big dogs. Now, if I can get, 5 people on 125 quid subscription a month or something like that, you're looking at what, over 600 quid a month.
Yeah.
For me, straight into my pocket, and like it's easy.
Yeah, it's trying to figure out those repeat customers,
That's the
isn't it? And they're all going to be commercial.
Yeah, and that will solve the cash flow. I mean, there's not a cash flow problem, but that will solve a potential cash flow problem. So, yeah, again, if I can, my plan was, I don't know if, I'm sure a few people watching was probably around when we were doing that spreadsheet thing with all the schools, and we were just having a shot in the dark. We basically emailed 1,000, 2,000 schools, local parishes, literally anything I could grab hold of an email address on. I'm going to do a similar thing, but with like solicitors, lawyers, local government, whatever, anything that will create confidential waste. I'm just going to do a bookshot. If I can get one out of like 1,000, like, it's a success to me.
Yeah. So me and Pip, for those of you that don't know, my sister runs a interior cleaning business, and we've just been to visit a wedding venue who are looking to employ some of Pip's girls to come out and do like a reset after every wedding. So they'll go through, strip all the beds, clean the rooms. They'll even help with like the breakfast cleanup and stuff after they've done the breakfast. They're going to be like using the big floor polishing machine, because you can't mop the floors because they've been waxed and all that sort of stuff. So while we were there, we went as like a brother-sister duo, and then I sort of introduced myself, and Pip sort of said, yeah, he does all the pressure washing, the exterior cleaning, the gutters and all that sort of stuff. And they said, oh my God, we need someone to do all the pressure washing. We pressure wash the rear patio after every single wedding. They do about 52 weddings a year, and they pressure wash this little patio after every single one. They said this big massive patio that we've got in the main courtyard, we pressure wash that at least once a year. And I said, oh, by the way, my brother does waste management and waste collection and stuff. And she said, oh, you're joking. I was like, why? She went, we've just signed a new contract for the waste management people, because we have a lot of waste throughout the summer. Obviously, we have all these weddings on, and we have to get a company to come and collect all the waste and stuff. And they've just signed a new contract. But it's one of those management businesses, Zach, that we were talking about. It's not a waste collection business. It's a property management business.
It's a management company, yeah.
And they subcontract the work out. And she said, like, if they let us down, no one's accountable, no one's responsible for it, because they're just sort of passing the work on. They're the middleman. Yeah. So there could be an opportunity there, but it's stuff like that I hadn't even considered. A wedding venue, of course, a wedding venue needs like specialist waste collection, because they must go through all sorts, like pubs, hotels. There's so many opportunities out there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and it's just that, and that's why, again, I'm trying to pivot to the more commercial side of things. Obviously, the residential stuff and the domestic stuff is really good, and it's really good bread and butter. But if I can just get 1 or 2 commercial clients, then I can just, hopefully it'd be word of mouth then,
That's what you're setting yourself up for, innit? And that's the whole idea of having the website from the very beginning, is targeting commercial.
Yeah.
Trying to set yourself apart.
And that's the thing, like, let's say a massive job comes in tomorrow and I can't manage it myself. I'll make it work. If we're going to enterprise rent a van, I'll just make it work for the first time. Or if you work out the costs and I could afford to hire someone and buy an extra van, I'd make the investment to do it, because they're the kind of opportunities that will completely change your business.
Yeah, and with the family as well, with the way we're all working, we've all got vans now. There's plenty of us that can just jump on it with you and stuff. It's like,
yeah, there's flexibility.
I said to Pip when we were at the venue earlier, I sort of said to him, like, that they said, "Oh, do you think you could do like the floor polishing with the floor polishing machine and stuff?" And I was like, anything you want us to do, we can handle. Just let us know what you want us to do. And I think it's about coming together as a family and just deploying resources. And I think that's the big picture. Is when I get my unit, I'm hoping I'll get a one big enough where there's a bit of space for you. And because I think that's probably the next move for you, is you can't be stripping copper and smashing motors apart in Chris's shed. I think it'd be good to be able to...
I already need space.
Yeah.
And that's why, I'm lucky I've got that small unit that I've had for a while, but, we need something proper. It'd be nice to have a little office and things like that just to go to every day,
And you can't be sort of... Like you said earlier about the metal and the scrap metal and stuff, rather than picking up a washing machine off the side of the road and taking it down and weighing in, it'd be nice to stack them in the unit and then do it all in one run. And
not only that, people could drop them to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Wanted to. It could be anything. I know it's beautiful working from here. Like, it's absolutely lovely, but I think I'd rather be working in a nice little unit in Redditch.
Yeah. So what's been the strategy for the social? Before we move on to that, actually, I had a little win today, and I've had a bit of a realization with these gutter inspections that even if I go and do the gutter inspection and they don't need clearing out, I'll tell the customer, your gutters look fine, they don't need clearing out. But since I'm here for free, or maybe I wouldn't say it like that, but would you mind leaving me a review? So it's not a totally wasted journey. It's not wasted resources. If you're not charging for the service, at least you can get a little review out of it. And
yeah,
this lady today, she tried to give me money. She tried to pay me. I was like, no, can you just give me a review? That'd be great. And that's a similar to what you're doing. You're hammering the reviews.
That's what gave me the idea. Is I looked at a chap's page when I first started, and I think he'd been going a couple of years. I think he had like 5 reviews, and I thought, if I was hiring a waste management company, I wouldn't go to that one because it just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, we've smashed out 22 reviews in a couple of weeks. Like, what's it going to look like next year? You know what I mean? I said my goal is to overtake yours. Not that it's a competition, but I think I can.
I can see it happening already. I can even see it. Like, you worried me the other day when your videos started doing really well. I was like, shit, I need to step my game up. But no, I love it. I love seeing it, and I hope you do overtake me. But like, with that other waste management business that you looked at, it almost seems as if you can imagine them getting into some hot water with customers or letting people down, getting a couple of bad reviews, and then just rebranding and setting up like a new Facebook page. That's how it seems when they've not got much content or reviews and stuff. It looks like they've either just started or they keep sort of rebranding and changing it.
And that's the thing, like, as I said, I'll take extra stuff away, even sometimes if it will cost me a little bit. But no, it's normally at no more cost because it's done by the weight. If I take an extra bag or two, it's not going to weigh anything. So I'll always go the extra mile. And people normally will comment saying on the review, thanks, but they'll normally comment saying that I've gone the extra mile, and it looks good on the reviews ultimately. So.
And like personal ability is a huge part of it as well. Actually being able to talk and not nicely dressed and being polite and not turning up with a cigarette in your mouth and stuff like that. It's massive. It is, yeah. It's like nobody wants like a dirty contractor turning up to their house in muddy boots and coming in and I don't know.
I think it's a really easy, quick win. If you turn up, you dressed. Obviously, you're still in work clothes, but you're semi-smart. You're well presented. You're polite. You use manners. It's a pretty easy win.
Do you remember when we were working together? I can't remember whether it was January last year or the year before. We were in Alfchurch and we pulled up to do a gutter job. One of the quickest gutter jobs we've ever done. We were in and out in about 20 minutes. I couldn't believe it. But we pulled up and you turned to me and I took my hood down before I got out of the van and you turned and went, "Oh, I'm so glad you did that." I was like, "What?" And you went, "You took your hood down." I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to go to the door with my hood up." Like, even though it was cold, it was absolutely freezing.
Yeah, it's an
And you were
obvious one.
Yeah, and we were both on the same page with it. It's just little things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I had
many
a young lad. Sorry.
I don't know how many people are thinking about that sort of stuff when they arrive at the customer's house.
Yeah, I had a young lad with me the other day, and he had his hood up in the van. No, and I just said, "Look, before we get to this job, take your hood down."
Yeah.
And he's like, we're coming here to do work. We're not coming here to rob the house. If it's an old lady, no, it's just fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, if we go to an old lady's house and you rock up with your hoods up, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
So it's small, easy win.
So with the content, what's the strategy with that? You're posting. So you're filming it. Are you editing it all on CapCut on your phone?
I do most of my editing on TikTok. I've started to use a little bit of CapCut now, but I like the editing tools on TikTok.
Yeah, they are good.
In terms of me strategy, it's been a little bit of a strategy, but not. I like the idea of, so obviously you've got your day-to-day stuff that you're doing work in, you're removing the waste and bits and bobs. Doing a little bit of a, not series, but you could call it that, a short series on, fixing up that ride-on mower that I've managed to get, which is crazy. And
Tell the story about that.
It's really lent itself to, so basically a lady messaged me for a scrap collection. She's like, "I've got a couple of wheelbarrows." And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." I went and got it, and she's like, "Oh, there's a ride on there as well if you want." And I was like, "Okay." And I couldn't get it because I couldn't lift it on my own. I looked at it and I was like, right, it's called a Mountfield. So I went back, did some research on it, and it's probably a $2,000 machine, and it looked pretty good. So I texted the ladies like, "I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up with some help," and you obviously came and helped me. And it didn't have a key, wouldn't start, obviously, battery was dead, blah blah blah. And I like tinkering with things and fixing things. Luckily, my mate said I could store it at his gym, so I didn't have a issue with storage. And then I just started tinkering with it and making the videos, and I just started to try and get it going. And again, that's really, really lent itself to the content because it's so unexpected, but it gives me something to film.
Who's giving away a mower, like a ride-on lawnmower? Obviously, it's had a starting issue, so they've probably just left it and sort of thought, "Oh, we just need to get rid of that now." And they haven't even bothered trying to fix it by the sounds of it.
And that's what I mean. I've spent 100 quid on it, or 70 or 80 quid on it so far, but they're worth $2,000. Second-hand, they're probably worth $1,000. If I make 400 quid, 500 quid, I'm quids in. So,
It's so unexpected, isn't it?
Well, it's easy footage. It's fun for me. Like I love variability. I couldn't do the same thing every day. And the days where I've maybe not got much on, or I've got a bit of time in between jobs, I'll just go and tinker with the mower. Which and that has kind of led to me wanting to. If I get stuff now that I can fix and maybe sell, even if I can't sell it.
Like restoration stuff.
Yeah, so like I've got again, it's really small, but it's a big I think it's like a 5-ton mag trolley jack, and I think the hydraulic fluid's drained out of it because I think the seal's gone. I'll make a video replacing the seal and filling it back up with hydraulic oil and then jacking up my van. It's just an easy video.
And you could sell that again afterwards. You've had it for free. You could sell that for what, 50 quid?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're 300 quid now.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's old, but if I could get 30, 40, 50 quid for it, it's a new seal and a bit of hydraulic oil.
So the idea behind the story, that's like, it's such easy content. When not only you've got something visual that you can take pictures of and record and get the footage up, but as soon as you do a voiceover and add a story to it, like, look what I found today. The only thing I think that's wrong with it is the seal. I'm gonna spend a couple of quid, and the whole story behind it just lends itself to the views. Like, it's an easy win, and it adds another element to your channel, to a reason for people to come back and keep watching your content.
That's it. I really like the restoration side of it, and you know what? Eventually, I'd probably, depending what kind of space I had, you know, I'd get a little old car or a little motorbike. You know, if I can get something like that, even if I have to pay, you know, a couple of £100 for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty good because obviously Redditch is famous for Royal Enfields. It'd be great if I could get a hold of like a little old Royal Enfield, get Kieran on it as well, and just try and fix it up, but do a bit of a video. But yeah, I mean, I'll do the day-to-day content. I'll probably try that restoration content, and I want to do a bit more content around. So I've had an idea. I've not done anything with it yet, but obviously I want to do some content around like the waste stations and the scrap yards and you know, like the how I did this, or how do I price this job, or think, you know, the kind of low hanging fruit that a lot of people do. The kind
People
of
love price, like hearing the prices of stuff.
People like to know what you're earning and what you're not earning, and you know, and how things are going. I was going to do a weekly. I think weekly is too much. I think I might do a monthly progress report, and that's more for myself. And that'll be like, you know, what have I earned? I won't go into the nth degree, but how many reviews have I got this month? You know, what have I been up to? What have been the main jobs? What hasn't gone so well? Any realizations? Things like that.
Little tip: people love seeing people fail.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If you can show all your mistakes, like easy content, easy win. So, what's the main reason for the content? So you're posting.
Sorry, just one more thing, because there was one more bullet that I was going to mention. I'd like to. This was the idea. I'd like to contact one of the waste stations and just say, look, will you give me a tour of of what's going on, all the recycling machines, all that kind of stuff. Let me show you washing and crushing the stone and recycling it. Let me show what you do with the cardboard, and let me just do a footage day.
That's sick.
To have someone walk me around, and I thought, then I could actually get some good quality footage. They can keep the content for free, so they can use it for promotional material, and then I've got a load of content then that I can use.
That's a sick idea. That's actually a great idea. Like, stick a microphone on them and just walk around with them and just let them talk you through it. That's a sick idea. It's free advertising for them.
Free content for me.
And it shows people the other side that regular Joe public never see.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Like, this is where your waste going. You know, you just chuck it in the bin and then it goes, but this is what actually happens to it.
Yeah. So you're posting on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. What's the purpose of the content? Is it to generate work, or is it to generate like a second revenue stream from like ad rev, subscribers, whatever it might be, or is it like a mix of both?
I'd say Facebook and Instagram would be to try and generate work. However, I think Facebook's probably better for that. I think YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok is primarily, I'm trying to get monetized on it, basically. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be getting work from TikTok and things like that. But I might be completely wrong. As I say, I've been doing it 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so I might be completely wrong.
So I thought with TikTok, in my experience, Facebook was very locally targeted. A lot of people in Reddit saw my content on Facebook, and I thought our TikTok's more like all around the world. Like, it's probably not going to be targeted to my area. But I've been quite religious about tagging my location on every platform that I post on. I'll always tag Redditch or tag Worcestershire or Kidderminster, whatever I've been doing. And I found, like, since I've been doing these free gutter inspections, I've had a decent amount of inquiries through TikTok that are in Redditch. So it does seem to be targeting local people as well, which is good to know. You reading the chat?
Yeah, just having a quick look at the chat. So
Yeah.
I've just been.
No, that's right. So second revenue stream from the content. So I guess with that, the key is just consistency, building that audience,
Yeah.
keeping being fresh in the algorithm. And
Well, as you said the other day, I mean, with the Jogging Dog, which is my partner's dog walking business, we were monetized before, but in a different country. And then we wanted to get it monetized again. And we had a bit of a head start because we already had, I don't know, 40 or 50,000 followers on that. But we still weren't in the creator program on TikTok. And Jake said to me, look, post consistently for 30 days. I know it's like you hear it everywhere on TikTok. And he's like, post consistently for 30 days and you'll get it. And I was like, right. And it was kind of like, it probably wasn't this way, but I kind of found like it was,
Good morning,
it was a
everyone.
challenge because Jake didn't think that we'd do it. As in, like, didn't think that we'd post consistently. And it took
that's
us
not
on
the case at all, by the
day.
way. I was just saying this is how to do it. I hadn't even considered that you would do it. It was more just this is how to do it if you want to.
Yeah. So on the 28th day, we got remonetized, and the videos weren't banging, or they weren't popping, or they weren't getting lots of views, or we had one video pop and do 150, and that was the very last video that we did. And I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm just going to try and post pretty much every day for the next month or two. I'm not up to 10,000 followers yet, but I'm just going to see if one video pops, and we'll be good, I think. But it only takes one. Once you're in that creator program, if you can get one to go viral, I think what would you earn off that, Jake? $2, $3, $4 grand?
Yeah, it sort of depends how you catch it, how long the video is, retention on the video and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you get one banger that does like 10 million views, you can get a couple of £100, a grand, £2,000 maybe. But I also think on the other side of it, any business now that isn't utilizing TikTok, Instagram and stuff, that I just feel like they're missing such a huge trick with it.
I agree, definitely. The only one thing I would say on that, though, is it's very time consuming.
Yes.
Like, it takes up a lot of your time, and it's not easy to do. It's not easy to film everything. It's not easy to remember to film everything. It's not easy to capture good content and talk confidently and know what to say. But you do get better at it, and I've noticed a bit of a change in my content already over the last couple of weeks. I don't like speaking on camera and doing voiceovers and stuff, but it starts getting more and more natural once you do it a load. But it is time consuming.
Yeah, there's people that say, like, I don't want to be on camera, but you don't have to be on camera.
Yeah. I'm just going to nip over to Vietnam, I think. Hang on.
Vietnam? I'll see what you mean.
Well, that's a bit better, isn't it? A bit warmer.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard work. It's time consuming. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's really easy.
But for a business that's not doing particularly well, for example, or they they're trying
fruit.
Yeah, they're struggling. They don't know the best way to get new customers or whatever it might be. Like, I think it's just easy. What would you say? Have you got any advice? Like, if you don't have any footage, because that's the main thing when you're a new business. As what a lot of exterior cleaners have said is that I've just got nothing to post because I've got no work coming in.
Well, I'd say most people have got a mum, a dad, sisters, nans and granddads, friends. Just go and do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will probably give you a bit of cash anyway. So I said to my mate the other week, I was like, "Oh, can I come and do this for some content?" And he was like, "Oh, how much is it going to cost me?" And I said, "No, nothing. I just want the content." And then he ended up giving me 50 quid anyway.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it, and we just said, let's just go for lunch instead. But, most people will pay you for your time anyway, but yeah, I mean, just go around a family's house or a friend's house, and I mean, specifically with exterior cleaning, go and do some gutters. Go and do your neighbour's gutters, knock the door, and say, look, I'm not very busy at the minute. I don't want any cash. I'd just like to clean your gutters for free. What's it going to take you? Half an hour or an hour? You know, an hour of your time. You get your free content that you need, and you just crack on with that.
It really does come down to how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
How hard are you willing to work to get this going? And there are some people that are they're really good at doing the research and buying the equipment and getting all prepared and ready, but they're not so good at being hungry for the work and sort of generating leads, like figuring out new ways of getting customers and stuff. And it's not gonna just be gifted to you. It's not gonna be handed on a plate. No one knows you exist. You've got to force yourself upon people almost. And I'm always worried about like repeating content, but
I realise that doesn't matter, does it?
People don't care. Like, if anything, it reminds them, or you're reaching a new audience that haven't seen that content before.
It's hitting a new audience.
Yeah.
Sorry, Onyx just said at Smelts we can clean your insides, clean your outsides, manage your waste, and walk your dog.
It's true.
It's so true though.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Do a little feasibility study as well if you want.
Yeah. I can imagine in the future we've got a big warehouse and you and Corey have got your doggy daycare on the one side, and then we've just got a big storage area and offices on the other for the other businesses that we run. I see it being very cool, like a very properly family run thing. And it's making me prouder and prouder every day to see you and Pip doing so well. Like, Pip brought her new employee. I think she's employed her. She brought her over to my house today to clean my house. And it's just, she's got 3 staff now, and she's been going a year. And I just think it's insane. It's such aggressive growth, but it's exactly what that industry requires. For you to be able to step back and stop trading your time for money, you need to get off the tools and just fill other people's calendars and just keep that rolling. What's your plan? Because when we did Pip's house, we went and picked up all those fence panels, and that was one of your first jobs. And I think you were very disheartened, and you were a bit like shocked at like, oh my God, 1, I haven't charged enough. 2, this is really hard. And 3, I don't think I can do this on my own because these fence panels are huge. Like, that was a bit of a realization moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. To be honest, I was probably most miserable about the financial aspect because that's just me. The labour issue wasn't.
Did you post that job? I'm going to see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, it was a very simple fix, to be fair. And in fairness, I've had a young lad working with me 4 or 5 times now, I think. I mean, he's 16. He's having a break from college at the minute.
I made a huge
period, and he's just helping me out for some money. So it works for both parties at the minute. But I know now if it's quite. I mean, it should have been obvious before, really. But I know now if I'm going to need a second person. And in fairness, on days where, especially over the holidays, my partner's come and help me. You know, you've come and helped me. Kieran's come and helped me. So I've got people I can rely on to come and help me if I'm stuck, but I'm going to put a bit of an ad out, I think, an anonymous ad on Facebook, and just say, look, I'm going to need someone on an ad hoc basis, maybe 3 or 4 people, just based on availability. Get a couple of local lads, you know, friends, little brothers or whatever, somebody that, you know, it's not a job, it's not a full-time job, it's not even a part-time job, it's, you know, a day or here a week. And I can plan my bigger jobs on those days.
Just 4 or 5 lads locally that might be available on the odd day that just wants a bit of extra cash in hand or something.
And you know, I made a point to pay very well as well, because everyone's like, you know, oh, he's only 16. You should just give him a £5 an hour or £10 an hour or something like that. And I'm not now. You know, he's doing the same work that I'm doing. Like, or I'm not paying him the same as me because I've got the expense of the business, but. Yeah, I think I'm very fair. I think.
Yeah,
be fair.
Still grafty, isn't it?
yeah, it's still not easy work. And don't get me wrong, you have the easy days, but if I can get, I mean, I did a job the other day and literally turned up, threw a load of cardboard in the back of the van, and I think it was 140 quid. I think it took me 10, 15 minutes. If I can get 2 or 3 of them on a day, which I have done already, you know, you're looking at 450, 500 quid. And yeah, I can give a labourer 600, 700, 60, 70, 80, you know, whatever, depending
Yeah.
on how many hours we do.
Like half a day's work or something, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Growth strategy.
yeah, is the plan to... So short term, it's find some local lads that might be available on the odd day. Like, big, like long term, say 6 months to a year from now, where do you want to be with regards to vehicles, premises, staff? Like, are you going all in?
Yeah. So, a million
And
people.
sorry, before we get to that, are you confident this business is like a long-term profitable? Like, can you see this working? Can you see this could be the thing?
Yeah. So, from the start, strategy-wise, I think if I can get some cash flow from the confidential waste side of things, it removes the instability of the ad hoc work. And I can almost guarantee if I can cover my expenses with the cash flow, which I think, you know, my expenses are quite low, to be fair. I'd almost say that they're very low. And that's what I'm saying. If I can get 1 or 2 confidential wastes on a subscription type basis,
Yeah.
and cover my expenses, then I know that I'll have free cash to not employ somebody, but, you know, to pay people to help me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I've had about 1 million people on TikTok already tell me that I need a tipper. So, and I realised quickly that I do need a tipper.
Are you glad you got the van though instead of a tipper?
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad I started with a van, because that van's absolutely brilliant. It's huge. It's like a flipping mammoth. I can fit anything with it. Like, if you need me to move your whole house, I can just put it in the back of the van. I had a block of flats in there the other day. No, but yeah, I'd like to get a tipper. I'd like to get a second vehicle.
So it's a big Sprinter at the minute. It's like the same Sprinter as mine, but you've got the longer wheelbase.
Yeah, and the high roof.
You've got all the wheelbase.
I'd like a second vehicle in 3 months, but it's very dependent on having a premises, to be honest. I can't afford a premises, but obviously Jake's talking about potentially getting a premises, because I can't keep parking vans outside the house. But I don't know about staff. I've not really thought about staff yet. I think we could probably cross-utilize each other, if 100%. That makes sense.
It'd be sick if we get a team of people where if I've got a quiet day and like I don't need all 3 or 4 of us, whatever it might be, you can grab them on a job and smash that out quicker. Joshua's just said, I spent a lot of time in the waste industry, scrap tires and asbestos, very lucrative with the right contacts. Are you considering stuff like, I know you said confidential waste, are you considering like specialist waste removal?
I will be, but not yet. I'm not ready yet.
I
recognise that I will be ready. I'd probably say a year and a half. No, probably a year. I think I'll be ready.
I bet there's all sorts.
Especially with asbestos, I need to look into the legislation around asbestos, because I know it's a very legislated industry.
There's like,
but you can charge a killing for it.
There's all sorts, and there's like biohazardous waste. There's things like, I suppose, oils and fluids and stuff that need to be disposed of properly.
Kitchen oils from all the pubs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's lots of little things that you can specialise in. And as I say, I've been going a couple of weeks. I need to get to the bare bones of the day-to-day stuff first. So I want another vehicle. I'm not sure yet about staff, but opportunities could arise from that sense. I'd say my key success indicator for probably the first half of the year would be getting one confidential waste client.
Ooh, I like that. Key success indicator. I've never heard that before. That's a good way of framing something. Like, if I haven't hit this goal in 6 months, then maybe I need to pivot and look at something else.
Yeah. If I can get one confidential waste client by June-ish, I'll be happy. Because then it's going to be exponential from there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, whilst maintaining the day-to-day. Now, I've got a bit of a free January at the minute because of this work that I'm doing. So January's paid for, which is good. So anything else on top of January is free. Like, it's all profit, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the big goal for me. Is try and get into that confidential waste. Premises, maybe cross-staffing, another vehicle. I would like a tipper. And just get to the bare bone, like get the understanding, so it becomes easy day to day.
Yeah,
like with the copper and with the scrap. And
do you see yourself? Do you see yourself getting to the point where you want to? I know it's so early to be talking about this sort of stuff, but are you positioning the business in a way that you can step back off the tools and you'll have people doing it for you, or are you quite happy being hands on?
Oh, I'm happy being hands on, and I'll jump in and out whenever I need to. But ultimately, I want probably, if it makes sense, I'd want probably a team leader and then a guy to go out together, whilst I can focus on, investing and growth and that kind of thing. Because I think you'd like your position now. I think you'd benefit so much from not being on the tools.
I've realised over the last 2 or 3 weeks where I've not really had much going on. On purpose, we've sort of done it like that on purpose because it's always pretty quiet over the winter, and I could be chasing more work if I wanted to, but I haven't. I burnt out at like mid December, and I just thought, God, I'm so looking forward to just having a bit of a rest, and I haven't rested. I've been working every single day. On this, particularly on this new gutter clearing stuff. But I've realised I haven't really had a proper break where I've been able to focus on the direction of the business for like the last 12 months. I've been either on the tools every single day, or I've been firefighting, trying to keep up with quotes and inquiries and updating stuff and before and after pictures and videos and stuff. I've not stopped to actually think about where I want to point the business, and just being able to catch up on stuff and just have a little bit of a rest where people haven't been contacting me every day for work. I've been able to step back and breathe a little bit and figure it out, and I've been so much more productive over the last 2 weeks than I have over the last 12 months just getting stuff in place.
That's what I'd say as well. How different would your business look now if you stepped off the tools 2 years ago?
Yeah.
If you just focused on the content more and your marketing and your advertising more, you got a couple of lads in a couple of vans. That's always the way I wanted you to go. Like if you did that 2 years ago, you'd probably have 2 or 3 vans on the road and you'd have a full crew of people. Yeah, but you got to realise if you want it or not, don't you?
I've been wrestling with the idea of expanding, and it's not really what I want. I don't want multiple lads on the road and multiple vans and trailers and massive warehouse, and I don't want all that because it just comes with added stress, and yes, the business becomes more valuable, but I don't necessarily if it ends up resulting in more money in your pocket, and I don't necessarily want the extra stress either. But what I have realised is the amount of content I've pushed out over the last week or two, while I've been able to focus on this new gutter page. Like almost every single one of my videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, posted 7 videos in the last week, and all of them pretty much have banged. They've all on a brand new fresh account. They've all done really well, and it's incredible. And I couldn't have done this sort of volume before. And this is all just old footage that I've sort of repurposed for this new page. And it's done well on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I haven't been doing it so much on YouTube and stuff, but Russell's been helping me with a website. Like, I've just been able to get stuff sorted that should have been sorted ages ago. And
it probably feels like a bit of a relief as well.
Yeah.
Because they're all the little things that you think in the back of your head, oh, I should get that done. I should get that done. You never actually get time, and it's just a relief.
when you set up the business, so you learn things, and like what seemed to make sense early on, in 6 to 12 months' time, you might look back and think, why the hell did I do that? That was such a silly way of doing it. Because you learn new tools, you learn new strategies and stuff, and the business is ever evolving. The more experienced you get, you do need to pivot and adapt. But if you're not giving yourself time to pivot and adapt, it's like, it's weird. But I do love the content, and I think that's the key to success for a lot of like small, especially service businesses. Like, people want to see what you're doing, and I love filming stuff. I love editing and posting it all out there, and that's where I want to focus the most of my time. I don't necessarily want to be managing massive teams of people, but I do want to free myself up to be able to focus on this stuff because I love it.
That's the thing, though, that what I would say is most people that get into a trade as such, they've not got the skills of content creation, and it is hard to do a video. Whereas I think you're a little bit of an advantage because you've always been good at like graphic design and art and creation and even filming, and obviously you've honed your skills, but you've always been good with the camera and stuff like that. Whereas most people that get into trades probably aren't naturally like that. Like, I'm not naturally good with the camera. I still don't think I am very good with the camera, but like, you just do your best, don't you? And then you do get better.
Yeah, and it's nothing a YouTube video wouldn't help with. Like, you after we spent a couple of days talking about the content and hooks and CTAs and the process of uploading stuff, what makes a good video and stuff. It's once you've got a template,
standardized formula, isn't it?
It's not wizardry. It's not guessing and hoping it works. We created a template, and it's worked for you because you followed the template.
And that's the thing. It's like, for me personally, I think I've got the most boring voice ever, and monotone and robotic, and I speak like I'm writing a lawyer's document and try and use big words and stuff, and then I started all my videos like that, and then I think I could hear it. Like, it doesn't even sound like me. And then by the 5th, 6th, 7th video, I'm just talking like I'm talking now, just into a camera. And you quickly get used to it, and then you try and add a bit of bajazz around it as well.
Bajazz.
Thank you.
You're
right.
That's
okay. Just have the rest. Can you fill it all the way to the top, please?
Just while
like your plate.
Just while we're talking about sounding like a robot, I just want to play my AI generated voice the other day. So I was experimenting with, I was thinking like, I wonder if there's because I've got to do all these voiceovers for all my content, my videos and stuff. And I just thought, if I had the footage, but I wanted to go to Starbucks or a coffee shop, whatever it might be, and sit inside, edit some stuff, I can't do a voiceover in the middle of Starbucks. So I was trying to think of a way I could like do it on the move in the back of the car when we're driving a couple of hours to go somewhere. Like, how could I do it? And then I thought, I've seen where people have like replicated Joe Rogan's voice and stuff, and they've created podcasts about Joe Rogan that like never existed. And I realized you can do AI voice cloning. As I'm just going to play this, I cloned my voice. Let me know if you guys think this sounds like me. It's only about 15 seconds long. Let's have a little look what's inside these gutters, shall we? We've actually started doing these inspections for free. Look, there's a tennis ball. Those gutter brushes are a nightmare. If you're in Redditch and you'd like to book in for a free inspection, just head to the website or message me. Does anyone think that sounds like me? Gutters. It put like almost like an Essex twist on it. Yeah. That's spooky. It is pretty weird. But because I've got so much audio of myself, I've got like hours and hours of live streams and podcasts and stuff. I can just feed it my audio and it will clone my voice, and then you can literally just type whatever you want the script to be and it will automate your voice. And it's...
Have you used it in the script yet?
No, I haven't.
In a video?
I don't think it's quite good enough yet.
You should do one just as a sample, just like I'm making this video as an AI.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Like, and tell people this is an AI voice.
Yeah, I love the Morgan Freeman idea. I might do that for one of my videos.
That is a
This
cool
is
idea.
my ride-on lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds very much like you, I would say, Jake. Only catch you out if you try to catch. Only catch it out if you try to catch it out thinking it's AI. I don't know what that means, but I'm just going to nod and say yes.
Can you see who's in the chat? How many's in the chat now?
There's about 55 people watching by the looks of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
a minute.
Watching.
Um,
So, yeah, enough about my growth strategy. What's your growth strategy for 2026 in 4 bullet points? Hit me. Make them count.
employing a team leader who will in turn train 1 or maybe 2 labourers, which will enable me to step back off the tools a little bit more. I'm sure I'll still have to jump in here and there, but I'm excited to hand over the reins to someone who is capable, trustworthy, reliable, and can represent the business well, and can drive the van, all that stuff. I would love to get a premises, some sort of unit where the boys can drive there in the morning, load the vans up, and leave their cars there and have like a small office, podcast studio, storage, maybe even like a small training facility where there's so many people that get in touch that say, can I come and spend the day with you? And I think I can
that's a fantastic idea.
I think I can do one better than that and just invite them to the unit. All the tools are on display. You let me know before you arrive what you want to focus on, and we will go through everything. You can play with all the equipment. You can ask me any questions you want.
Start kit for them to buy, and yeah, it's a great idea. Just quickly before we move on, in order for it to be a goal, you need a timeline. So for those first 2, what are your timelines?
Team leader is already done. So he handed his notice in today. So he'll be starting hopefully in about 30 days. The unit, I have no idea with the unit because we went to look at one the other day, didn't we? And
yeah, bit spenny. It was good, but it's too big. Bit spenny. 1,300
quid a month plus VAT turns out to be about 1,600 quid a month, plus gas, electric, water, whatever it might be. I just think it's too much. I think it was a bit too big for what I needed. If we were all 3 of us were well established and we could all go in like 3 ways, that would make more sense. But because you and Pip are still fairly fresh,
rookies,
I just think you don't need to be spending 500-600 quid a month on a unit right now. So I want something around about the £800-900 mark per month, and I think that will get me like a decent space for storage and like a small office and a toilet and a small kitchen. I think that'll be fine. But there's just nothing local that we've found.
What was the date?
Be nice to have that done by March, but I'm not. No, I can't, because unless I find the right space, I'm ready to pull the trigger now. It doesn't matter. I just
think you could look back at this video and think, actually, did I achieve that? Did I achieve that? You've got 4 goals. I achieved 75%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Third goal is these gutter inspections and this separate gutter clearing business It's not a separate. It's still on Smelts Pressure Washing. It's just listed as a slightly rebranded service with a new logo. Russell's done an incredible job on the website. I've seen a huge potential in gutter clearing. It's so easy to quote. It's easy to train staff on. It's lucrative. It's repeat work every year. Huge ability to upsell other services with those customers. It's sort of mid-ticket work where it's not as good as a roof clean. It's maybe not as good as a driveway, but it's also not like windows.
It's nice bread and butter though, isn't it? It's a good amount of money at a good volume.
Yeah.
So you got your windows, which is high volume, low value. You got your roof cleans, which are low volume, high value. Gutters are like medium. I'd say high volume, medium value.
Yeah, I think high volume, medium value. And it's stuff that needs doing. It's not a luxury service. It's something that needs doing every year. And most people can afford it.
Yeah.
And you can just walk round, knock doors if you wanted to. And most of the people you're knocking onto will probably need their gutters clearing. So it's just about how you strategize it. And I just think with the way the business is going, employing a team leader, training staff and stuff, I'd much rather train someone to clear gutters than I would to clean a roof
or pressure wash.
Yeah, I think with pressure washing, that's a bit of a weird one because
there's in the middle, doesn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, different surfaces, different chemicals. Like there's a lot to learn. Pressure washing sounds easy, but there's so much to learn when you actually get a little bit deeper into it. I think gutters are just easy. It's just easy work. Physically fairly difficult. But yeah, that's the third goal.
Just to back up, what was the actual goal? Like, what was the goal for that?
Smash gutters, sort of expand and focus that side of the business. Not necessarily do it instead of pressure washing, but build it up to an equal level to the pressure washing, where it's not just, oh, I've employed a pressure washer, oh, he does gutters as well. I want it to be both. They're equally.
Yeah. Have you got like something that says, right, because it needs to be measurable to see whether you've achieved your goal or not.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got something that says, like, right, average gutters for maybe, I'll tell you a good idea. You take the 4 seasons, you get an average for the amount of gutters that you do for each week. And then you could be like, right, currently I'm at 5 a week. I want to be at 15 a week. And then it's measurable then to see where you've improved.
So the measure will be, can I generate enough work for someone to do gutters for me full time? That's the goal.
Right, okay.
So
you want 40 hours worth of gutters a week, roughly.
Yeah, I want them to be able to do around about 4 to 6 jobs per day, which I think is a 4, 5, 6 jobs. It's fairly easy going for one person, and it's.
Who's going to quote all those?
I can do them remotely, or the team leader could potentially do that for me. But it's
because you're not going to have time to do all those quotes, are you?
I don't know, if I'm not spending so much time on the tools, I'm quite happy having a quick look on Google Earth and just pricing it up and sending it off. It's honestly, it's so easy to quote these gutters. It's just so quick compared to any other service. It's the quickest to quote.
What's goal number 4? I want you to write these down after as well.
I should have a goal of. I've already got my sponsors in place for 2026, so I already know that side of things. I think it's more to do with the content. I don't have like a figure or like a followers number or a views number because I don't really care about all that, to be honest. But I do like the idea of investing more time, creating more quality content, and creating training material for everyone who's in the Discord. So something where if someone asks a question in the Discord, I've got a immediate section they can go to where there's either a really good guide or a video that they can watch.
You could create like a library, a code of practice.
Yeah.
Or Smelt code of practice.
It's just offering people as much value as possible. I mean, in the Discord, I'm available virtually 24/7 for people in the Discord to ask me questions. I don't answer questions anywhere else. So when people message me on Instagram and stuff, I don't have time to answer those questions. So I direct everyone to the Discord, and I'm available there every single day. But you do quite often find that... You what? I don't message you back. You're not in the Discord.
You quite often find what?
You quite often find that similar questions get asked every time, and I find myself retyping similar messages a couple of times a week. So if we've just got guides for all of those questions, it's going to be fairly self. It's just going to be value, and it's going to be less stuff to manage. Yeah. What do you reckon?
So they 4 main goals.
Yeah.
Have you got any financial goals?
It sounds weird. I don't care. I don't care about the money side of things. As long as I can pay my bills, and as long as I can keep people employed. Yeah. Like, I'm not really bothered about the money. I like the idea of growing something, and
yeah,
I'm
the same actually. Believe it or not, I've not got any financial goals, whereas I'm quite driven in that way, but I don't have any, which is quite surprising.
It's sort of like the content. I know I've been focused a little bit on the views, for the new videos and stuff, because I'm just impressed at how crazy they've gone. But when I post videos and stuff, quite often I'll just post and ghost, and I'm not watching them like a lot of people do. I don't care how well the videos do. It's more about, does it generate leads? Because if it doesn't, what's the point in doing the videos, really?
That's true, yeah. I'm obsessed with mine. I've only been over a couple of weeks, but I can't not look at them.
It's difficult not to.
Bad, because it wastes a lot of time as well.
It does.
So that's what I asked Jake the other day. I said, how do you manage with likes and comments and stuff coming in? And I don't even know why I didn't think of it, but you said you turn them off, didn't you? So you don't get any notifications. And that's the first thing I did. I went, and I'm not even getting loads, but it's annoying. Like, it's filling up my feed, and I keep getting, every time I get a notification, I look at my phone and I think, oh, it's just another, like, it's a like. Like, I don't care. Like, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support and stuff, but when it's blowing up your phone, and I'm trying to, just earlier, like, I was trying to write an email to someone, and I think I picked up my phone like 15 times, and it was just, there was nothing there. It was just nonsense.
Yeah.
So I've turned off my notifications now.
I think keep them on for messages. I think messages are worth having on.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I think set times aside to reply to comments, because if you're trying to reply to every comment as it comes in, you're just gonna be on your phone the whole, like, constantly.
That's what I did, and I said to you the other day. No, I said I ran out of responses. I didn't know what else to respond, and I was just kind of like saying thank you or this or that. And 2 seconds, I'm just going to head over to the dojo.
Oh, that looks a bit nicer there. Looks calm. What are you doing tomorrow?
So, yeah, tomorrow I had a chap, mutual friend who has a removal company. He rang me earlier for a job. He's doing a house move, and the lady's got a load of waste. So he asked me for a price, and he said, "Look, I could really do with it doing tomorrow." So I'm going to hit me up tomorrow morning, but I am working on that report tomorrow all day. So I've tried to block out the day for that. But if something comes up, obviously I'll go and do it. But Wednesday is quite a big day. I've got, I think I've got a 500 quid day Wednesday if it all goes well, which is nice. There's a 5-person hot tub that I need to demolish and get rid of.
Oh yeah, you've got to saw it all up, haven't you?
Yeah, so that's gonna be quite fun, I think. To be fair, I might have to get some glasses and a bit of a face mask.
You got to film that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to film it.
That's going to be fiberglass in it
as well. I think it's blown plastic.
Oh, like one of them
plastic in the mold and they blow it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
heat,
not blow forming. I can't remember.
heat shrinking or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, got a little bit on.
I know it's early
And obviously-
days, very early days, but have you got advice for anyone who is either thinking about starting a new business or they've recently started? Maybe they're struggling, maybe they're not, maybe they're looking for a bit of direction. Like, have you got any advice from your experience now? What you've learned, what you'd have done differently, any mistakes you've made?
Yeah, so I'll start with the positives. I'd say see what you can do to set yourself apart from everyone else, especially in an industry where
Commoditized.
especially in an industry where there's a gap to do that. It might be a very ad hoc industry, like waste management is. I feel like it's extremely popular, but it feels like an ad hoc industry, and I feel like setting yourself apart is a big one. 2, keep your costs low. Don't go and buy a load of. It's like I've not even got a wheelbarrow yet, and I think I've broke my back like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of weeks not getting a wheelbarrow, but I refuse to buy one. And tools, like I keep looking at tools online, and I don't even need them, but I want them because I feel like I need them, and I'm just trying to keep my costs low.
Especially direct debits. The last thing you want to do is get loads of new subscriptions for stuff that when it's so early days and you haven't generated much work yet, the last thing you want to do is increase your monthly costs.
That's it. See if you can prove that you can generate the work first.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I'd go into it as well is, like, you're not going to change the world on the first day. Like, that's a big thing for me, that is, because I have such high expectations of myself and what's going to happen. And I think if a load of work doesn't come flooding in the first week, then I've failed.
When we did that launch, we were at the pub and you click the button and you're like, right, we've launched. And it's like, now what? Nothing, just wait.
It's very anticlimactic. But what I would say is don't go in. It's difficult if you're in the position where you need the income like now. If you need the income immediately, then I'd say start up on the side. Like,
don't just quit your job.
Yeah, like because you're gonna put so much pressure on yourself to perform and get working straight away.
See,
whereas I think you need to be a little bit cruisy with it.
Ryan from Curbside Cleaning, he that's the Uncleanables podcast as well. He thinks the opposite. He said if you're going to do anything in life, go all in.
No, I went all in.
Well, I disagree with him. I think it's good to dip your toes and to just make sure you either enjoy the work or you can generate the work. I'm not so keen on I'm not so keen on putting all your money into a project. Leaving your job, especially if you've got a mortgage and kids and stuff, I just don't think it's the way to go for me personally.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually more similar to Ryan in that aspect than I am you, because I am more kind of balls out all in, whereas you're a bit more.
I'll think about something for 6 months.
But you'll approach
and then convince myself not to do it.
You'll approach it with a bit more of a. Saying that, I wouldn't say methodical because I'm very methodical. What I'd say is you approach it with a bit more risk-averse approach.
Yeah.
I did go balls out, but I was in the position where I could. If I had a mortgage and kids and a house, I wouldn't have done what I did, but I've just gone all in. But I've created it with the expectation that, look, I might not get a job for 2 or 3 months, and I don't mind. And I can't afford not to, but if I'm putting the pressure on myself to need that much work immediately in order just to cover my basic expenses, then something's wrong.
You start making panic decisions.
Yeah, once you put that pressure on yourself, you're going to be kind of clutching at straws to achieve what may not be realistic that quick.
I remember doing all sorts of jobs when I first started because I thought, oh, they've asked me to do it, so I can do it. I might as well do it. But it was totally. I was laying patios and stuff. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm trying to do pressure washing. Why am I laying patios? And
Yeah.
you end up like if you're desperate for the work, you end up doing jobs for people that you don't intend to do, and it could lead you astray. It could lead you down a totally different path.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with this consultancy work I've got, I am in a position where I'm in a favourable position where I know I'm sorted for January, so I can relax a little bit. But in fairness, it's gone the opposite way where a lot's coming in, and I'm actually trying to juggle. Like, probably a little bit more than I could handle has come in.
That's amazing.
And I've managed to handle it. And, you know, don't get me wrong, you've helped me. You know, Corey's helped me. Other people have helped me. And I've had to get a labourer in. And I didn't expect to have a labourer within 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's
No
mad,
way.
isn't it? Yeah.
And to be honest, it wasn't like a strategic decision. He got me out the crap. You know, like, and that you just don't know what's going to happen. Whereas, back to the point, if you're putting that much pressure on yourself to achieve a basic level, then yeah, you just need to be careful, I think. So yeah, expenses low. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to go all in. There's always somebody online doing better than you are, which is fine. Everyone's at different places, aren't they, in their journey?
Yeah, and I think it's good not to have resentment for those people. I think it's good to look at those people as a bit of inspiration rather than competition.
Yeah, like what's he doing well that I can do and capitalize on?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, perfect example, your content does really well. I've looked at your content and I've looked at it and thought, what's he doing that I can't do? That I can pick the low-hanging fruit. I'm still not editing videos to your standard, but there's some low-hanging fruit there that I can think, right, I can do that, and I can do that. Let's make my content this way, and it's worked.
And you start to get your own style then as well.
Yeah, and you start seeing what works for you, and what suits your style. I think when the videos where I'm a little bit more playful and a little bit more myself do better.
Comment any old iron below.
Yeah, just like think like that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm like. I said about that video the other day where we were driving around listening to Dido.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was doing when I was making the video. I was feeding goats and listening to Dido, and it's like I'd never have put that in a video before. But then I thought, actually, it shows personality and it shows a bit of character, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think people want to be I don't think people want to be advertised to, and two, people want to buy from people. They don't want to buy from a business necessarily, unless you're looking at like. I guess I'll just start talking to myself. Unless you're looking at that's all right. Unless you're looking at I don't know, things like clothing items and stuff. Local businesses, people want to buy from people.
Yeah, and they want to support you and support your journey. I've had a few customers be like, "Oh, I've been watching your TikToks." I had a woman the other day that I just did a free collection for, and she was like, "Oh, I've seen your post on Facebook." She said, "I'm going to leave you a review. Don't worry."
Oh,
I'm like, "Great." I didn't even ask,
yeah.
but like, she's obviously clicked on a couple of the videos on the Facebook. I think it was actually the scrap iron video. When I'm like, "Look, these collections, in order to maximise your return on investment for these free collections, ask for a review."
Mm-hmm.
And I think she saw that one and she'd give me a review without me asking then.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
She's just a bonus. And she said, "I'll copy and paste it to Google for you." So I got 2 reviews on both platforms. But
It's like you're training your customers.
yeah, it is.
And
That's exactly it.
I can relate to that in a way where, because I've been posting so much food content, where every job, when we get like the customer brings us out like a bacon sandwich or something, or a nice bougie cup of coffee, I always put them on my stories. And future customers, they'll come out and say, "Oh, I noticed you guys like to eat well. Can I do you a bacon sandwich or something?" And they almost compete with each other to give us the best food. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to start that one.
Yeah. And Rich said, like, you barely get a glass of water over in Walsall.
That's brilliant.
We're getting bacon sandwiches and homemade cakes and all
That's
sorts.
actually such a good idea. Like, this customer just made. We should have done that. You remember that lady's Christmas lights we did? She I can eat, I can really eat, and she brought out this whopper of a bacon baguette,
Yeah.
which me or Jake couldn't finish. It had I think it had 8 pieces of bacon on it.
It had a whole pack of bacon
which
on
is
it.
just insane. Whole pack of bacon, and then the baguette was the length of my arm. It's just crazy. And I said to Jake, I said, I can't finish this. And we were trying to finish the Christmas lights, and I was full. I could barely move.
Yeah. King's Window Cleaning says, work for a local company in the industry that you want to build in. Learn it first, then decide if you want to own it. That's a good idea.
Great idea.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good idea because you build relationships within the industry then as well.
Yeah. I do like the idea of dipping your toes before you start. Like, you went balls in terms of you've never collected waste before. You've never got experience really doing any sort of work in a van, I suppose. I know you've driven big vehicles and stuff with your old job, but like, this is the first time you've been fully. That's saying that you did a lot of stuff over in Australia, didn't you?
I've done a lot. I've done a lot of random stuff.
You're doing fence panels in Australia, weren't you? Doing fence posts.
No,
and all
we were
sorts.
doing agricultural fencing, rural fencing, house fencing. We opened a calf, worked on a chicken farm, worked on a cattle station. We built cattle sheds. We worked in pubs. I've got a lot. I was a carpenter, and I hate carpentry. I demolished sheds. I just did a little bit of everything, and it's great because you're just using all the different tools, and I don't know, you just get a good, well-rounded experience. At one point, I was a tractor mechanic. I was doing solar and putting up electric dog fencing. Doing absolutely everything.
If anyone wants to see what Zach was up to in Australia, if you go onto the Jogging Dog on TikTok, basically all of the previous videos,
isn't it?
Yeah, the ones before basically the dog van, they're all what Zach was doing on the chicken farm. It's pretty funny stuff. Like, I like these videos.
I think it's pretty good content, and it's
yeah.
I'm quite pleased with it, to be fair.
Those dogs are nutters, aren't they?
And if you do, hang on, Jake, just scroll up. If you do go on that post, just by the way, go to the top, Jake.
You'll be a bit delayed on the live stream, so you're probably not going to
sorry.
see.
My partner's just posted that video with the black dog. So make sure you give it a like because it'll boost her confidence a bit.
Oh, she's talking to the camera.
Yeah, it's her first time. So
well done, Corey.
It's her first time doing that, so we've got to give her a bit of a shout out.
See, this is what it takes, isn't it? It's just a little bit of pushing yourself slightly outside your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and
a little bit of effort.
It could create a whole new direction to your business. I really believe in the content. I really do. I think, especially for our industry, if you're not doing it, you're massively missing out on a huge opportunity. You don't even have to be an influencer. It's not about being an influencer. It's just about showing the work that you do.
Yeah, that's the last thing that I want to be, is one of these people that's always filming themselves. But it works, like it does help. I think the main thing is not putting on an act.
You got to be authentic, ain't you?
Show. Just be normal. Like, just people can tell straight away if you're not normal.
You put on like a phone voice and you start talking with big words and stuff.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
And then I've just gone back to filming myself on the ride-on lawnmower that doesn't run, doing donuts and screaming in Australian. So that's for the next video, though.
Have you cut any grass with it yet?
No, Harry said I can cut his grass. So
that's kind of
I've already planned that. Yeah, I know. No, I just said I'm just looking for the nearest piece of grass just to see if it works. Yeah, no.
Right. Should we wrap this up before? Are you got anything else you want to go over, or are you quite happy? Anything else you think people? If anyone's got any questions for Zach before we wrap this up, Zach can see.
I didn't realise you were going to try and get rid of me this quickly. But
No. I mean, it's up to you. We can get. I'm good for another couple of hours if you are. I don't mind. But if you've got any questions about starting a new business for the first time, any any questions about like technical stuff with regards to like registering your business or accountancy stuff? Like, are you thinking about, are you gonna get an accountant, or are you just gonna try and do it
Yeah,
yourself?
so Corey needs an accountant now, and so do I. So we're both going to have a chat with your
Neil.
accountant, and just have a word with him and get involved. And what I want to do is I'm going to speak to him, and because Corey's needs to understand it all a bit more, I'm going to want an in-person meeting just to sit down with him. And
Oh, he's incredible in person.
Yeah.
He's so good. Did you watch the live stream with Neil?
I didn't know. I've not actually seen that one.
So there's live stream number 125 with my accountant, and then we did one last year as well, which was a bit further back, but that was equally fantastic. He's such a good communicator.
Is he?
Yeah, he's incredible.
I've not seen him for a few years, to be fair. I didn't realise he does Harry's as well.
Oh, does he? He did like every big business in Reddit.
How much did you spend on your first vans, looking about, but also want a monetary goal to aim for? So, for me personally, my goal was I wanted a clean exterior, but I wanted a good runner. I know that sounds obvious because that's what everybody wants in a car, but for my branding and my image, the main thing for me was a clean exterior.
You can't have a battered van.
No, I didn't want to turn up in a battered van like everybody else does. I wanted to come up in a nice clean van, a nice cab for me to, because if the van every day, I want a nice cab, and I didn't mind if it was high mileage. So what I managed to get in the end, I went and saw loads of vans, and I paid 5.5 for my van.
Have you got it on your Facebook page? Have you got a picture of it anywhere?
Yeah, it's on one of my videos, but it's got high mileage. It's like 196k, but it's a Mercedes Sprinter, and they go for ages. So, and the chap, I went and saw loads of people. Most of them were just scammers. Half of them, the vans didn't look anything like they were advertised as. And then this chap, I actually rang him about a different van, and he said, "Oh, I've just had another one come in," and it was exactly the same price, and it was perfect on the outside, lovely on the inside. He plugged in the Mercedes code reader in front of me. There was a couple of things that needed doing. He got them done, got it MOT'd for me, and I paid 5.5. And I was really, really pleased. And I actually said that I'd go and buy another van off him definitely, and I'd point people in his direction. In fact,
sometimes it's more about the person than it is the actual vehicle itself. It's about trust. It's like being trustworthy, isn't it, when you're buying a vehicle? Because everyone's out to get your money.
I said to you that I know if I'm going to buy something off someone within 5 minutes of speaking to them.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds harsh, but it's just the truth. So OAAW10, if you want me to put the place of where I bought the van in on the chat, just let me know, because he sells some great vans.
You won't be able to post links in the chat, but you could probably put it in the Discord.
No, not link, just the name of the business.
Oh, okay.
How much was your van, Jake?
My van was $7,000. I think I got a loan. I got a 0% interest. I think I did it. I might have done it on a 0% interest credit card. I can't remember, but
yeah, I did. I think I put 2.5 down or 3 down, and then put 2.5 on the 0% finance credit card.
But it's the only thing, and it was when the business was doing well, and it was the only thing I've put on like any sort of loan or finance, because I just don't want to tie myself down to that sort of stuff. But I thought like a van, it's a slightly different investment. Like Neil said to me, he actually said, use someone else's money for big purchases. Like, why would you use your own? Yeah. Especially if you can get it on 0% interest.
Absolutely agree with that.
Tom says, I've set up a business bank account. I will get public liability insurance. Is that what I need to start, or am I missing anything major? You would probably...
Is that question for me or you?
Both of us, I suppose. Business bank account is incredible for separating your finances, so that's a really good start. So I'd recommend anyone keep all of your personal income and outgoings totally separate from your business incoming and outgoing, because it gets so confusing. And once
Yeah,
you start
statement-wise.
once you start dipping into your business for personal stuff, it gets really messy. I just recommend that you don't do it, and be disciplined from day one. And also, when you get to the point where you can pay yourself a wage, pay yourself a set wage every month. Don't just dip in and take a couple of £100 there, a couple of £100 here, paying for stuff with cash and not keeping receipts. Like, just get disciplined from day one, I would say.
I've even been putting all my cash in the bank. People have been giving me cash, and like, they're like, "Oh, do you want cash?" I'm like, "Not really, no, because I've got to go and put it in the post office, because you know what I mean."
Yeah, it's extra work.
Maybe once, I've got a bit more of a buffer, I would keep a little bit of cash, but I can see that it's actually a little bit of an inconvenience, because I don't want to spend it, and I don't want to keep it in the drawer. So.
Especially if you want to put yourself in a position where you can get a mortgage and stuff, you want all the income going into the business through the accounts. It's all well and good not paying much tax, but at the end of the day, if you want to be able to borrow from anyone,
that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem, is if you're not putting the stuff through the books. That's the thing. Like, I always not hate, but when people are like, "Oh, I can do it for £200 or I'll do it for £150 cash," it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't sound professional.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It just makes you look like, I don't know.
Public liability, business insurance, potentially. You could look into that. You want to register for self-assessment as soon as you hit £1,000 worth of income. So as soon as your business generates £1,000, you need to go onto the HMRC website and register for self-assessment.
Yeah,
it's different to registering a company. So you're not registering with the company's house. You're registering for self-assessment as like a sole trader, for example, if that's the way you want to go. Just to say, this is a genuine source of income, and I want to start paying tax on it and declaring everything.
Yeah. Did either of you look into local grants by your council or your counties? That's a really good question, actually. And what I would say is yes. And there's a lot on offer. Genuinely, this is like a little bit of a... So our mum works for the council, which is a bit of a benefit. But that aside, if you go to your local council's website and look at the small business grants and see what's on offer, if there's a shortage of businesses in that area that they need, they will offer grants for those businesses, and they'll give you free cash.
Does a grant mean you don't have to pay it back?
The grant does, yeah, but they also do really low interest business loans. Now, I'm not saying to anybody go and get a loan, because it's against what I think. However, if you are looking for capital to grow or anything like that, significant money that you need to grow. So I think when I was like 21, 22, I tried to develop an app for a pet sitting thing, a bit like Airbnb but for pets, and I was just balls deep in it, and I applied for this business loan, and you got to put a document together with your forecast and what you think you earn and what purpose you're serving for the local community and all this stuff. You got to do, quite a big document. But they gave me a 10 grand business loan, and it was really low interest, and it'd be great for if you want to try and grow your business. I got scared and sent it on back because I put in all the effort into the document, and I thought, but I'd highly recommend, especially if you're all from different areas, see what your council's got on offer on the website, because there's always grants, there's always shortages, and also the other thing I'd say, those who are more inclined to get commercial work, look at the contracts on the local government website. There's a website called Contracts Finder, which covers, you can filter by your area, so East Midlands, West Midlands, Essex, whatever, and you can filter down what local contracts are on. There might be like a 3-year contract for 9 grand or 10 grand. It's still only small, Me and Jake went to look at a huge contract for Oxford School,
I remember that.
Like-
Oxford University.
Oxford University. It's like a 4 or 5 year contract to exterior clean every building on the Oxford campus.
It was gutters, wasn't it? Hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of pounds worth of gutter clearing. work.
Thousands of meters of gutters, and it was like, that's the thing. If you land one, it doesn't even have to be a big contract. It doesn't have to be an Oxford University. It can be, a small local council building. That's repeat work for 3 to 5 years, and that can be a business changer for an individual. Like probably most people on the call, you get I don't know, a 3-year contract for 20 grand a year. I don't know, just throwing numbers out there. That will completely change your position.
You have got to be careful it doesn't change the direction of the business, because that was the thing with the gutters, wasn't it? We were looking at that, and I'm the risk averse one, and you were saying, Jake, we can bid on this and we can get it, and within 3 months we can have 3-4 more vans on the road, we can have more staff and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm a pressure washing business. I don't really want to do gutters. I don't want to be tied down to just this contract, doing this every year. And massive opportunity, but you have just got to think about it very carefully of whether that's something you want to do.
I love that we're like good cop and bad cop.
We actually are.
We're like Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah. Have you found it difficult?
Outsky and Butch. Sorry.
Have you found it difficult not to offer clean the outside of the gutters? I don't like cleaning faces and soffits and stuff, and I will just avoid that conversation unless they specifically ask me. By the way, we've got King's Window Cleaning spitting some valuable information in the chat, so thank you for your contributions. I don't think I've seen you in here much before, but
have a look.
What was the garden tap connector with the higher flow rate?
I'm just going to nip for a quick wee.
The garden tap connector with the higher flow rate. Do you mean the buffer tank connector? It's a float valve. It's a 3/4 inch float valve. I've never specifically said that anything has a higher flow rate, although a 3/4 inch. So are you talking about these things? So these are for your buffer tank, and these are better than like these that people used to use before I made my video on these, basically, and then these sort of popped off and everyone started ordering them. But the other thing you could do is use a 3/4 inch. You can use a 3/4 inch hose, and that will increase the potential flow of the customer's tap. So actually, on my home, my own property at home, if you have a look at one of my very early videos on my YouTube channel, you can see the entire setup, and you can see how different attachments make a difference. So I can't remember what the video was, but so there's this one here, DIY buffer tank. That one sort of goes through all the buffer tank connections and setting that up. There's upgrades, repairs and upgrades. This talks through the the 3/4 inch hose reels and fittings and stuff. But King's Window Cleaning, welcome to the live stream. In that case, you guys can't see any of what I was just doing then. Sorry. Look at some of my earlier videos, repairs and upgrades, and then there's a buffer tank video as well, posted about 2 years ago where we made the buffer tank. Are you going to do training days? I might do if we get a unit. There's a possibility, potentially.
I just saw a comment. Hi, Pip.
Is Pip in?
Yeah, I just saw
He is.
a comment that I was going to respond to. First time in, lads. Oh, that's Kings. Welcome.
Should we wrap this up? Because I need a wee now.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Thanks for doing this. I know your time's valuable at the minute, and I think this has been sick. By the way, I think this is easy. Talking to you about this stuff is easy. I love it,
Thank you.
and I think it's been very insightful for people as well.
Yeah, so do I. I think it was a good one, to be fair. It's probably nice to have a little bit of a switch over of, I mean, I know you change it up as much as you can, don't you, with having different guests on and stuff. Have you got any more guests lined up, or?
It's funny you should say that. We're actually going over to Pressure Washer Sales and Service next week to do a live stream on their sofa in their shop. So that should be a good one.
On their sofa?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask any more questions on that.
In their showroom. That'll be next Monday. And I'm looking slightly outside of our industry. So I'm thinking about asking maybe Bruce to come on, maybe the Robinsons to come on, maybe Elk.
That's good. Get some local people on. That's Jamie Room.
Yeah.
That's a great idea because all of them, Jamie, George, Bruce, they're all good talkers as well.
And if we can get a small unit with a podcasting space, they can actually be there in person rather than doing it over like a video call.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's better in person, isn't it? I'm surprised nobody's asking about the Warner Brothers Cup. What's in the TSLs.
Right.
But yeah, I think if you can get those other guests on, it'd be really good.
Yeah. Where's Sid?
Great night, Bled. Zach, you're very knowledgeable, and I hope your business goes strength to strength. Thank you very much. Really appreciate everyone's support.
Awesome. Cheers, brother. Have a good night. Maybe see you in the next couple of days. I'm getting married on Thursday. See you at the wedding.
Bored.
Okay, bye. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you want to get access to me and to the community 24 hours a day, you can join the Discord and you can get help and advice. We can help you identify certain surfaces. We can help you with your marketing. We can help you with your quotes and your pricing. We can help you repointing, sealing, wood care, roof cleaning, gutters, solar panels, all that sort of stuff. All you have to do is click on the main channel and you'll probably see a join button somewhere. Let me switch over to my other account and show you. So when you're on my main page, there'll be a little join button. And if you're on Apple, you might not see that button if you're on an iPhone. Instead, just go to the description and click on that link. Circle members and above get access to the Discord. And this is the best place to talk to me throughout the week, because I won't respond on any other platform, unfortunately. But that's the way it is these days. So thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you all. Have a wonderful week. Hope it goes really well.